and the Baltimore Ravens. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Down. 60 outlaw. Put him on the practice. Let's put that team on the practice. Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, you don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. Dan Greystone, travel. Kill.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
He's not going to get me.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert to the left side here for Eifert. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there's an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. With it is Brown. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. Cut. SOS. Who's off Parker? SOS.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Touchdown, defense. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Now.
To throw on third down. Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Kevin Huber now, standing just outside his own goal line. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now Brown. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Carl Lawson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Sliding out of the pocket and avoids the contact by sliding. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down. Makes him manageable now.
Man open left side is Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his time and hit the line of scrimmage. Have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
At the Bengals' 31-yard line.
Here we go. Good team on it. Okay, just like that. Just like that. He's crossing. He's checking.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Ravens 3, Bengals 0.
Ready. 48, Mike. Hey, Foxtrot. Mike 48. Here we go, dude. Here I come. Check 48's the Mike. Check. Go. Rabbit. 49. Check 49.
To throw on second down. Herbert. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A gain there of 21 yards.
Let's go.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
Ready? Watch the fly. Hey, Orville. 48. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. There. Watch the boot. Check 99. Shoot.
On 1st and 10. Herbert. Steps away. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Matt Judon. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Second down.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
10-2 stop. Hey, dude. I'm going for back.
Back to throw. Herbert. That's complete to John Ross. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Leo. Yep. Hey, let's go. Check. Get it.
On third down, Herbert. And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a bit of a daunting task here for this offense as they'll start out at the 1-yard line.
I guess you could easily say there's a whole lot of real estate in front of them if they want to achieve their goal, which is get to the other end zone.
Yeah, 99 yards to go if they want to do just that. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love. Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Check 15.
On 2nd down now. Mixon, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Hey, 7. Yeah, let's get sack lunch. Check. Lucky. Hey, Jet. Ready.
Throwing on first down. Herbert. They'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson, option right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 38-yard line.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Tackle made there by Zach Brown. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he rifles one incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. That one goes for 24 yards.
That's good for Baltimore. First down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
2 minutes to play in the first half of an 8-3 game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Yo. Smooth. Check 24. Go. Rock it.
On first down, Herbert escaping the pressure right. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On second down, Nixon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. The Bengals on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8.
It's just me and you. Slam.
From the gun, Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that. They might just get... The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Zach Brown making his presence felt in the backfield. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. On 3rd down, Jackson flush to his right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Sam Cook now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Safety's creeping.
Throw left side complete. It's Brown. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
On the set. Mike 51. West. Not to that. Showing it. Showing it. Hayward. Go, Mike 51. Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give them 32 on the play.
On 3rd down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the 1st down. But in this case, he turned it into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 21st touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Check 48, come on. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 25. Check 25. Go.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Check 9, check 9.
To throw again, Jackson. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 for a Bengals TD. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Right back to him on first down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They have, by the way, gone to the third quarter now at Ford Field in Detroit. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. Watch twist. Watch twist.
From the gun, Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Young able to record his 5th sack of the season. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Hey, Haywood. 40's Mike. Here we go. Mike 40. I got one. 40's Mike. 40. Bravo. Go. Look. Squeeze. Jim. Switch.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's taken on the 25.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Come on, set. Down the room. 51. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. It's free. Check 52. Undercrush.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Here's Williams to return. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Nixon. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 16 yards, a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now Carlos Hyde in the game. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens 35.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
1st down, Cincinnati.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie! 48 months! There! He's coming! Double up!
Operating from the gun. Herbert looking for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
To throw is Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Preston Brown in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll look to throw, escaping the pressure right. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down.
We got to step it up.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he is out of bounds here. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Throwing now is Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He's back to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Back to throw, and he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Now a toss going left. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Baltimore, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.